I kind of remember pretty vividly the day this happened to me. And obviously, this is something that we kind of experience through life, hopefully. But sometimes we experience it, but we don't experience the experience to where it becomes a paradigm shifter. And that's what this concept is. This will literally change your life. And I'm not kidding. This can literally change your life. And that is this sentence: life will change when you learn that you can learn. Life will change when you learn that you can learn. So, what in the world does that mean? And isn't that obvious? Well, kind of, but not. So, here's what I mean. Pretty much everybody knows. Excuse me, I have a little throat issue today. Everybody knows that we can learn, right? But many times in the areas of obstacles in life, and this is where the psychology of this gets really fascinating. When we are going through life and there's really no obstacles, or we don't hit a wall, or it's not like something we can't make work, whatever. Most of the time, we just kind of, oh yeah, I got to figure out, you know, how to drive across town, or I got to find that restaurant, and we kind of learn. We go through life learning. But in the areas where you feel like you hit obstacles a lot of times, or you have an idea, I wish I could do this or that, but I really don't have the capacity or the ability. So we hit that obstacle and we give up. Kind of a learned helplessness thing. When you realize in those arenas, when you realize, when you learn, not learn, but when you learn that you can learn, then limits kind of like begin to go away, like all around in so many areas. Like some people, I mean, even take something like parenting. Some people think, well, I'm not, it just doesn't work. I'm not a good parent, or I can't get my kid under control, their behavior, and this, that, and the other. Kind of frustrating and kind of feel helpless. But what if they had wait a minute, I remember in other areas, I've learned that when I hit an obstacle, I can learn. I can figure out how to do this. There are sources available. There are people with answers. I could go do this instead of staying stuck. Now, this might sound obvious, but it's really not. Really not. And it can make us able to accomplish some of our dreams that we feel unable to accomplish. I remember, I had a dream way back when. I wanted to do a faith-based psychiatric hospital. Now, I knew how to treat people. I knew about how to integrate faith into treatment and spiritual growth into treating depression, anxiety, eating disorders, addictions, all of that. I knew how to do the doctor part of it, but I wanted to have a hospital that I had total control of in terms of the culture and the milieu and how it operated and what the programming was and all the groups and this, that, and the other. And basically, most clinicians, I mean, all of us, normally if you're going to admit somebody to a hospital exists. It has all of its programs and this and the other. You admit your patient, you treat them, but you kind of fit into, and you hope you have a good hospital to put people in. Well, I thought, and there wasn't a lot being done in the faith arena. In fact, a lot of times people go into a psych unit and the hospitals see the faith as part of the problem instead of the answer. So I wanted to have control of a whole hospital where we could do this in the way that I wanted to do it. Well, I knew about the treatment. I didn't know anything about running a hospital. I didn't know anything about buying a hospital, but I had recently had this awakening in my life on some other things that I had had to go learn to do that I wanted to do. Wait a minute, I don't know how to do that, but I've learned I could learn how. So I went out and found the people that could teach me, how do you raise money for a venture that big? What do the investors want from it, for example? And if that model fails, how can I approach existing hospitals to do what I want to do within theirs and all this kind of stuff? And I remember thinking that was such a big breakthrough for me personally, that you don't have to know everything. You just have to know that whatever you don't know, you can go learn, or you can find somebody that knows and they can teach you and it can be done. I remember when I first moved to California as a graduate student, and I was thinking, trying to figure out where am I going to live and how do you do this? And gosh, I would like to have a little place where I could, but I had no money. And then somebody told me, well, you don't have to have money to buy a little place. I go, of course you do. And they go, no, you don't. You can learn how to do that. And I didn't know how to do that. I started taking workshops on how do you buy no money down properties and all that kind of stuff and learning about this. And I just that may be the place where I learned to that you can learn. So here's what I'm telling you. I don't know what you're facing today, but if you're feeling you're at the end of a cul-de-sac in some situation in life and you feel stuck, ask yourself this question. Is it possible that I've come to the end of my ability and instead of waving the white flag, I need to learn that I could learn more about this? Knowledge is power. And we begin to really learn that the obstacle may not be an obstacle because there are people that don't live with those obstacles. And if they can do it, we can probably learn how to do it. And I found this is in a lot of arenas in life. So I guess what I'm saying is God has given us the capacity to learn. Sometimes when we run into an obstacle, we don't realize this doesn't have to be the end. I could go find out how to get through this obstacle, how to get around it, through other options, how to solve this problem. Somebody knows how to do this, and I've just got to go find them and get them to teach me. So I don't know what arena it is in your life. It could be clinically. I talk to people all the time in the healthcare system who run into obstacles until they begin to go research it and they find out, oh, there's more options available to me than I thought there was in all sorts of areas. Anyway, think about that. Think about that. The next time you hit an obstacle, ask yourself, I don't know how to do this, or especially when you have a dream, I don't know how to do that, but I could learn how to do it. I don't know how to do it today, but I've learned that things I don't know, I can learn. The capacity to learn makes life's obstacles oftentimes begin to disappear. Okay? Try that.